Good job.
Really? It spurned that much confusion?
You know who's flying up my list? Flying up.
Yes, I do.
A lot of people were writing me letters. Wilds, who's flying up your list? Well, the answer is the Warriors. Clay looking great. So good, LeBron decided to do a little bit of tampering. Said he could watch Clay shoot all day. And so that was not his captain's outfit. But here's the other thing that really has the Warriors flying up my list. It's from StatMuse. So I know we think Warriors offense, Clay. The Warriors have overtaken the Heat as the best defensive team this season. Their 97.8 defensive rating is the lowest since the 03-04 Pistons. They're 6-1, tied for the best record in the NBA. So, Broussard, I'll throw it to you for a quick second. Do you think that Clay's comeback will make them a better defensive team, or are you actually worried that he's lost a step defensively, although he still has the shot?
He won't be the same guy defensively just because, you know, his age and the Achilles that he's coming off of, but he'll be fine. He's a smart defender. And that's what Steph is. Steph isn't locking anybody down, but he's a smart defender. They got Andrew Wiggins, wink, wink, Nick, to be a defender. Andrew's a great defender.
Wiggins.
Draymond's a great defender. And I told you guys last week, and I will come back to this when relevant. Watch out for the Warriors. Now, I said that if the Lakers got it together, only Durant, Harden, and Kyrie could beat them. I'm throwing the Warriors out there. I'm throwing another big three. I saw Jordan Poole in the big three. Move him out of there. Draymond, Steph, and Clay will be a force to be reckoned with. I'm saying it right now.
More Milwaukee disrespect from Broussard, just ranking big threes ahead of the champions. But I just must respond real quick to Wild's slingshot at LeBron. As we learned from the great Chris Haynes article that came out yesterday about LeBron meeting with Dame, LeBron is not recruiting guys. Just as the elder statesman of the league, he's there to give his advice, lend his counsel, and help guys out. He wasn't trying to get Dame on the Lakers, just like he's not trying to get Clay on the Lakers. He's just there to compliment guys and help guide their careers. We know this, Jenna. We know this. So let's just be fair. LeBron just appreciates a beautiful jump shot. What
I call a good
alert.
Maybe. We'll get to all that in a second. We got to start with the big news out of Green Bay yesterday. Three-time MVP Aaron Rodgers tested positive for COVID-19, ruling him out for Sunday's showdown with the Chiefs. The news of Rodgers being unvaccinated was, well, it was news considering the quarterback hasn't been following all the protocols for unvaccinated players, something the league is now taking a look at. The NFL issuing this statement yesterday. The primary responsibility for the enforcement of COVID protocols within club facilities rests with each club. Failure to properly enforce the protocols has resulted in discipline being assessed against individual clubs in the past. The league is aware of the current situation in Green Bay and will be reviewing the matter with the Packers. Now, just to add another wrinkle to all this, listen to what Aaron Rodgers said back on August 26th when he was asked about his vaccination status.
Are you vaccinated, and what's your stance on vaccinations?
Yeah, I've been immunized. You know, there's a lot of conversation around it, around the league, and a lot of guys who have made statements and I've made statements, owners who made statements. You know, there's guys on the team that haven't been vaccinated. I think it's a personal decision. I'm not going to judge those guys. There's guys who have been vaccinated that have contracted COVID. So it's an interesting issue that I think we're going to see played out the entire season.
Well, we're watching it play out as Aaron Rodgers now not playing this weekend. Nick, what was your reaction to the news yesterday?
All right, it's multi-layered. First of all, let me say this. Since Aaron Rodgers is an unvaccinated individual, you know, on behalf of the show and for everyone, we all hope he's fine, that he has no serious health complications, because due to his lack of vaccination, the odds of COVID going left for him, even as a healthy, relatively young person, are higher, obviously, than if he had been truly vaccinated. But I don't want to get, I'm sick of arguing with people about vaccinations. I don't have the energy for it at this point. I want to discuss responsibility in team sports, because this is an obvious and clear selfish move if you're the most important person in a franchise in a team sport. And we have all decided almost collectively as a society, Broussard, that athletes in team sports are going to have to do things that they might not want to do for themselves because it's what's best for the team. I remember Boomer Esiason criticizing a baseball player for not making his wife have a C-section because he's going to miss 2 baseball games. Aaron Rodgers might miss 2 football games. And speaking of the birth of children, you guys remember the conversations that have been had on shows like this about football players and whether or not they should be at the birth of a child? Here's a great tweet, not from a person or a pundit, from a team. Joe Flacco's wife gave birth to the couple's child about 30 minutes ago. Flacco will play. There was a response, oh my goodness, was Flacco there? Well, the Ravens, what did they say to that? Baltimore Ravens, no, he was warming up. No, he wasn't at the hospital. Give me a break. He had some calisthenics to do before our big matchup against the Browns. Guys, we have told pro athletes you can't be in the hospital with your wife because you put the other 52 guys in jeopardy. You can't give Aaron Rodgers a pass for putting the other 52 guys in jeopardy, Broussard, when he could have he could have still gotten COVID. We know that. But he wouldn't be subjected to miss 10 days. He potentially could be back for the Chiefs game and certainly be back for the Seahawks game. So just how about that? How about it's just a selfish move by the best player and most important player on the team?
No, I hear you, Nick, and you use the word selfish. I'm going to use another word, deceit. That's what bothers me, even maybe angers me about this situation with Aaron Rodgers. We saw the clip. He was downright deceitful in August at that press conference. All right, he simply was. He purposely misled the media and the public to believe that he was vaccinated. Now, I believe he thinks he's immunized, like whatever guru he went to see out in Southern California or wherever he was at in the wilderness, whatever he did, I'm sure he believes it's effective. But he knew when he was asked that question about are you vaccinated, and immunized is a synonym for vaccinated, he knew what he was doing, answering the question in a way that would lead everyone to think something that was not true. And then he doubles down and says, you know, I'm not going to judge those guys who aren't vaccinated. Correct. As if he's not one of those guys. So the deceit Correct. Just bothers me. And I have more respect for Kirk Cousins, Lamar Jackson, Carson Wentz, even Kyrie Irving. Kyrie wasn't that forthcoming. He was kind of forced into it, but still.